Draft Pod. Yeah. That's right. New contract in Broncos country. What's that mean for the team needs as we are hyped for week 1 of the NFL season? Also, we've got a crazy week 1 to recap from the college slate. Tons of winners, even more losers. We get into it all. Preview week 2. Get into some NFL talk. We've got you covered on all fronts today, starting now. What a time to be alive. Coming to you live from the corner of Colfax and York in downtown Denver, right above the DNVR bar from the Toyota Lounge. We are driven by your local front range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. That's right. Where are we going? To the GD Promised Land, baby.
Let's go.
All the big dogs for the Broncos locked up. You love to see it. You love to see it. I left the house before the news broke, and I could not have coordinated my shirt better.
So we have today. You to thank for this glorious day.
Pretty much. I am a pretty big Bonito believer.
You are.
The streets know, know, I'm a Bonito believer. I don't want to hear this BS about how he is as a run defender. I've always told you he's got the stuff that's super duper rare to find, super duper hard to find. And I think we even talked about it after that preseason game, right? Where he just wrecked a drive single-handedly. Like, that's the stuff you can't teach. There's a handful of guys in the entire globe today who can do that, and he is one of them. Seems like a really nice deal as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, is there a single thing on the Broncos offseason checklist that they didn't get to that you feel unfulfilled with? Honestly.
No, I mean, J.K. Dobbins took care of business on the running back side where we thought a little more depth was. Evan Ingram obviously addressed the biggest need at tight end coming in. You're feeling great across the board. Being able to re-sign Zach Allen and Bonito and Bowles is huge.
Breakout candidates at wide receiver. I mean, holy cow, man.
Right, yeah. You were forced to trade away Devon Vele because of how good you're feeling about the depth at receiver. I really don't think there is much you could nitpick, which is pretty awesome. I'm also extremely excited for Jonah Ellis this season.
Yep.
The sophomore jump for him and Troy is going to be... It's the vibes will feed our families for generations.
I drafted Troy very late in a fantasy draft last year.
Yeah, genius.
I'm very excited.
Genius. Producer Yaya was smart enough to go after it. Right in the range where it was maybe a smidge of a reach, but...
get your guys.
Yeah, get your guys. He took care of business. I should mention, we are presented by Bet365. The legends at Bet365 right now have an amazing sign-up offers, $300 in bonus bets. Wow.
Get on that now.
Also, the only place you can go on the app, you see our special SGP, same game parlay, and it just says DNVR Broncos podcast.
Hell yeah.
We made it, baby. We made it. Jose, God bless you for speaking up.
God bless you, Jose, honestly.
In the Toyota chat. Jose's been beating this drum for 8 months. You correct me, Jose. But, still uncomfortable with the inside linebackers. But that is a me problem. No. Yeah, the Dre Greenlaw stuff concerns me.
Yep.
Concerns me. I do worry that he's not going to be able to play as much as we'd like. Alex Singleton's deal is up. Mm-hmm. Drew Sanders got, so yeah. Yeah, I do think the inside linebacker room, and we read off Franz Mock on last week's episode, and that's exactly who he had them taking is Styles, the converted safety playing linebacker for Ohio State. He and that entire Buckeyes defense looked outstanding against Arch and Texas in week 1. So I think that's fair. Jose. And as we talk this impromptu conversation based on the news this morning of what are we projecting as the Broncos' biggest needs next offseason, who's kind of on the chopping block or has an extra microscope on them during this season, I do think the group at inside linebacker is probably where you should start.
Yeah.
So, do you want to add anything to that?
I mean, you kind of nailed it there, honestly. I mean, how many times has Jose brought up inside linebackers, and we end up following that up with, well, this is a position that Denver has routinely ignored for the last 10 years.
No doubt.
It's not a surprise. Dre Greenlaw, it is concerning. It sounds like he's been practicing lately, I think. I read that.
I've been busy with work stuff, but I think I saw like a day or two ago that he wasn't at practice.
Oh, okay.
So that's why
Either
I was
way,
concerned. But I'll get you the update.
We don't need him anytime soon, I don't think, though. Let him get completely healthy, man.
Well, I wouldn't force it, that's for sure.
Especially these first 2 weeks with the quarterbacks and the offenses that you're going against and where they are at in their potential ascent or descent down the mountain. I think you're going to be okay. I mean, we got Karan Reed. I think we're all pretty excited about the undrafted guy out of Utah.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. We'll see if he's able to come in. I mean, to that point, Jose, Denver has had a trend of getting inside linebackers out of the undrafted pool who have really contributed over the last, probably in that time frame. Obviously, Todd, I mean, he comes in from the practice squad or whatever.
Right.
Brandon Marshall.
Danny
Trevathan. Alexander Johnson had some moments for a while there, too. So,
but, I mean, those guys have been on a podcast with us more recently than they've been contributors on the field. You know, like, it's been a minute.
Yes.
It's been a minute since. Now, Todd does walk through those doors every single day, but as a coach nowadays. So, it's going to be an interesting class because you've got Harold Perkins, who seemed alive and well. We talked about Sonny Styles. Suntarine Perkins, undersized, more of an edge rusher, strong side linebacker at Ole Miss. My guy Anthony Hill at Texas, certainly a name to watch.
Jayshawn Barham was a monster for Michigan on Saturday, and he had one of the worst targeting calls I've ever seen called against a player.
That's a shame. That's a good name to throw out there. Tennessee, as a kid, Jeremiah Tellender, who I think played really well last year and can't wait to get into some of his tape this year. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily a generational linebacker class, but you've got some guys, including Deontay Lawson, who came back to Alabama, Lander Barton, Cody's brother, who came back to Utah for another year. So those will all be guys, you know, we want to keep an eye on. Tatum Tuitoi at Oregon.
Well done.
Thanks. You think I nailed the pronunciation?
How do I think you did that? Or?
Yeah, you think I nailed it? You gave me a well done.
Sounded right.
Okay, good.
I thought you read a pronunciation guide, if I'm being honest.
Google enabler, and that's what Jake is with my name issues. Because, like, yeah, sure, I'm terrible with names. Jake just finds it hilarious, much like I do with my child. Like, instead of correcting, he's just like, Andre, he's so funny, man. So yeah, enabler. You guys are bad.
I'm just siding with you because I get it on the Buffs pod because I'm the one who has to pronounce the names on that show. And
yeah.
It's an unfair position sometimes. What can I say? You're trying your best.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're right. The other need, Jake, I think is going to be O-line.
Definitely.
Where McGlinchey, Ben Powers, you know, even if you hold on to him for another year, it might be good to draft that replacement and start developing them a year out, so that you're not having to start a true rookie. And we've, much like Jose pounds the drum for the inside linebacker, I think we have maybe low key, as the kids say, pounded the drum on that one because I do. I mean, for one, I think it's odd that Sean Payton, with such a track record of building up the trenches and drafting O-line and D-line, has really not done that. Now, of course, first offseason comes to the Broncos. He spends pretty big money on both Powers and McGlinchey, and has since renewed Garrett Bowles, and given Quinn Minor, it's one of the top contracts in the league for a guard. So I understand the investment from a cap standpoint has been there. I have been a bit surprised that we haven't seen that be more of a priority in the draft, trades, free agent signings since that first offseason. So I think we should see more of that. And then I wonder, Evan Ingram, what is a 2-year contract? Yep. Tight end might creep up as a need sooner rather than later.
Totally.
The beauty is so many of these other positions very much covered by young guys at their position.
I mean, yeah, unless Troy Franklin, I mean, we've heard he's had a great offseason. Unless he just completely falls apart this year, I think you're set at wide receiver. You like what you have coming up in Pat Bryant. Marvin Mims still has a role, obviously, moving forward. So I think you're good in that room. They did invest in this defensive line, though, since Sean Payton has been here. Yep. I mean, the Jonah Ellis pick, of course, has been a home run so far. They've signed now 3 of these guys, right, to extensions. The offensive line has got to be just the next.
Savion and Q last draft as well.
Exactly,
so, next guys in the pipeline are coming too.
Exactly. So I think the next thing in terms of needs has to be the offensive line. And it's also, you're getting to this point with this roster too, especially if you have a good season this year, where you step back and you look at it and you just go, where can we get better? Just which position? I mean, obviously, quarterback, tight end, like some of that stuff is set for right now. And in quarterback's case, for hopefully the long term, that frees you up so much to be able to do whatever you want. That's why Jahdae Barron was the first-round pick for the Broncos last year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of that.
100%. I think that's a great point. Is there anything we're missing?
I mean, Riley Moss, we'll see. I think that eventually...
CB2, maybe. Also, because that's just a real tough position when you're CB1 as best of the best and just locking down one half of the field. It's a high leverage job, high expectations. A lot's going to be asked of you. I do think that's a sneaky one.
Maybe, I mean,
especially since Jahdae might fit more in probably more in the nickel or safety room. Like, he's not just going to be CB2 opposite Pat. Though I think he has some traits to do that.
Yeah, if he can do it, that's fantastic, obviously. Yeah. John Franklin Myers, I mean, he's got his contract situation going too, so maybe another defensive lineman even. I wouldn't be upset with that. So.
That DJ, a lot of what I said about Ingram could be said about DJ and that defensive tackle position. Mm-hmm. Defensive tackle / nose in a 3-man front, right? Crazy that we mostly have listed off defensive needs, Drake.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, again,
nuts. I mean, that there's some gambles on youth on the offense. So I think in a year you'll have more clarity on how you're feeling about your receivers, how you're feeling about the running back room, the tight end room, and what have you. But it's a good place to be if all you got to do is draft skill positions.
Toss out running back there too. I mean, obviously RJ is going to be around for a while here.
Yes.
But J.K. Dobbins is kind of just a stopgap at that position,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is a first-round position for the Broncos moving forward now. It's just that.
Running back rarely is. Even if it was your biggest need, might not be a first-round position.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's some dogs at running back in this class too, so.
Yeah, who are your faves? Tell the people.
I mean, obviously the Penn State guys, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, Jeremiah Love.
Katron.
Jonah Coleman looked pretty good over the weekend as well.
Boy, did he ever.
He's on the consensus big board. He's only 162 right now. Justice Haynes at Michigan.
Yeah.
He looked really good as well.
Is he eligible? Draft eligible?
He's on the board here.
We'll take a break in a sec. You can look that up. Any other pressing names you want to get off your chest before we do take that break?
At running back,
Jaden Ott, Oklahoma.
Of course, yeah, we'll see. I like the ASU kid, Raleek Brown. I thought he ran pretty well. They had
that's a good name to throw out there. Yeah,
I can't even remember who they played. So it's early still. There's some names.
Landscape's different at running back. It's not like just watch the Bama and Georgia backs anymore,
like
you
it.
know, watch the Ohio State backs. Okay. We will see you on it. No, Jose. What a great comment.
Oh, there
it
you
sounds dumb, but maybe fullback. Preach. Truth.
Sean Payton is one of those offensive guys that I would trust to
True
actually
that.
utilize
True
a
that.
fullback,
True
a
that.
fullback to its fullest extent.
100%. And I would be all in on going after a fullback. Hopefully a nice little generational fullback comes through. I can't say I've got many names high on my list. So, okay. We'll take a quick break, Haruski. We'll see you on the other side, and we'll get into recapping weeks 1, previewing week 2, the whole shebang. But first, a shout out to our dear friends at Coors Light. Boy, oh boy. So I'm at Folsom, right?
Yeah.
You guys leave the tailgate early.
Yeah.
This guy's got to work. He's covering some team out there. I'm not familiar, I guess. I stay longer because I'm there as just a fan. So much love being felt there. God bless you all for that.
Shout out Buff Nation.
Start to get dumped on. I mean, dumped. Back of my pants, my ass, they are soaked, kids. That's right. That's right. Well, you know what we do? Big Hank and I, we just go to the stadium early, hang out, you know, where rain is not passing. It's not a hallway, but you get
concourse.
the point. It is a concourse, in fact. And you know what? We chose chill with some silver bullets.
Beautiful.
Delicious. The mountains turn blue. Fantastic beer. Goes down so nice in a stadium experience. Then sit my wet ass on the seat. Game starts well, finishes badly. Still, chose chill. What a great experience. Hank is a phenomenal hang. And the game was entertaining.
It was a decent game.
And we will learn some lessons and be back again. But
Let's
you know
hope.
what? Chose chill. Could have
proud of
chosen not to chill. No. Like Coors Light, I chose chill, and I chose chill with a silver bullet. It was delightful. Choose chill this winter and then reach for a Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Duh. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And our dear friends at Bet365. Bless you,
Thank you.
Jake. It's never ordinary at Bet365, and could not be truer right now. Insane sign-up offer where all you have to do, sign up, use our code DNVR365 or the QR code right there, link in the description. $10 minimum deposit, $5 minimum bet. As soon as that $5 minimum bet is settled, so not a Broncos future, not a 2026 draft future. No.
Do you have Euro basketball still
Something
going?
that settles right now. We do have Eurobasket still going. The boys get the big win against Spain. Shout out to them. And then bank $300 to start the football season. $300 in bonus bets. Wow. Also, go to Broncos Titans, click on the section. You'll see all their promo SGPs, and you'll see DNVR Broncos podcast special SGP right there for you. So, must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Oh, no. Okay, and new customers now get $300 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Win or lose, sign up. Use code DNVR365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Don't matter, just settle it. Bonus bets can be used on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. It's glorious. You just fill your whole slip. It's amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Justice Haynes is draft eligible, by the way.
Nice. I didn't mean to do the disclaimer and do gam. That's more just like rhythm device, just a way to transition. If you're dealing with issues, please call the number, and I feel for you and send you much love. Okay, week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, winners, because we're a podcast about positivity first and foremost. positivity, projection. We really are. It's positive thinking. It's imagining the world a better place than we find it today.
Yeah.
Who impressed you the most? Where would you like to start?
My guy, Garrett Nussmeier.
Woo-wee.
He was my favorite thrower of the football going into this college football season.
Yep.
You kind of back that up. I mean, only 17 points, but a big win for LSU over Clemson. I mean,
Processed it well. Seemed good and handled that pressure and Clemson defense, despite, Will Campbell and Emory Jones, like some real high-end O-linemen leaving him. He got it done. Really impressive.
yeah, I thought that front was just going to swallow up LSU's offensive line, and Nussmeier would then be a victim to that. But, I mean, really nice stat line, honestly. 28-38, 232 yards, only 1 touchdown. I mean, yeah, you want to see the averages and the touchdowns go up for sure, and a slightly better completion percentage. But I was just impressed with how he hung in there, man. He won the quarterback duel. He kind of made a lot of people, me included, question, is Clemson really as good as I thought they were at this point?
I know, man. I bet every under, and that really paid off. My picks were dog doo.
Yeah, mine were terrible.
They were
Terrible.
awful, including our futures, where we were both like in on Clemson. Now, early
not
to
over.
say Clemson's dead, but Klubnik, not impressive.
No. I mean, look, this might be the best team that Clemson plays all year, though.
That's true. LSU might just be legit. And it came down to a final touchdown in the LSU wins the second half 14-zip.
Yeah. I mean, that's the game.
Yeah. That Aaron Anderson is fun, the little speed back they have there, but I'm more intrigued by some of the big guys they've got in that receiving core. Yeah, I thought Nussie was nice with it. That was an impressive performance from him, and he's just, he's not the most spectacular athlete that's come out in recent years. Not the most spectacular thrower, but he's a true quarterback.
Just timing, all that stuff. He's
a
on
lot of times we're saying, oh, he's got that athlete, he's got the thrower stuff, he just needs to become a quarterback. He already has that, and that I think is shouldn't be underlooked. Pretty impressive.
For sure. What about you?
The other big, massive winner of the weekend is Rueben Bain Jr.
Yeah.
Who,
He's such a dog.
I mean, first off, he leads Miami in tackles. Only has a half sack and half TFL to end the game, but he had so many key pressures for the Canes to come through in that game. He's one of these power, boxy edges, Bradley Chubb type.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got some real bend and flexibility to him.
Yeah, he's a real problem.
So he checks off both boxes. And then he plays with that motor, and then his notebook after the game goes viral.
Before the game, though, that's what he wrote.
I mean, our kind of guy,
psycho,
our kind of guy. So he's the edge rusher for Miami who just went off, number 4. We'll be watching him all season. I mean, also the Irish's O-line got wrecked, brother, wrecked. I actually thought freshman quarterback C.J. Carr played quite nicely.
Yeah. Kept him in there.
Rueben Bain and the boys were making sure that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
He was outstanding in a deep edge rusher class, a class that has us pretty intrigued going into this season. He might have vaulted to top of the list here.
For sure. Totally behind that.
So yeah, he's and the Canes. I think the Canes are really one of the big winners of this weekend.
Another winner, Carson Beck.
Yeah.
I mean, just put some respect on his name a bit, man. I mean, 20-31, 205, 2 touchdowns. Again, you talk about quarterbacking without flash, he kind of just does that, honestly.
It's true. It's true. He does have that gear to him. Yeah, he was impressive. Crazy Jeremiah Love only gets 10 touches in that game.
Yeah.
One of them that's called back, though, was like the touch of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's insane.
He's sick. Yeah.
His feet and explosiveness are just freaky. But the Irish are going to have to figure out how to feed him the ball a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, there was, I don't know. There was some holes in that.
It didn't look like it did just 8 months ago.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. Florida State. Do we talk about them as a big winner?
Of course.
Okay.
I thought they were dead.
I thought it was over. I thought Mike Norvell would be searching new employment next season. And as Coach Corso would say, not so fast, my friend.
Look, Alabama, I mean, going back to Johnny Manziel and maybe even before that, has struggled against these types of quarterbacks. And Thomas Castellanos just put him in a bind all game. Shout out to him, man. I mean, he talked about this game quite a bit in the lead up in the summer, and he certainly backed it up. Alabama has issues. You want to talk about losers? That might be the biggest loser of the weekend.
Yeah.
Where's the effort? Where is the Alabama Crimson Tide culture? Where is that?
Yeah.
That looked like a different football team.
They don't look fundamentally sound. They don't feel like they have much of an identity. The lack of an identity really starts with the trenches. Part of this, I think, is NIL.
Sure.
Where I just don't think you can have the O-lines and D-lines that Georgia had 4 years ago.
The playing field's leveled for sure. And the
Playing field is leveled. And again, you could say well, Dre, what about Ohio State last year? On the defensive side, yes. On the offensive side, though, no. I mean, they were struggling on the O-line and had to convert their left guard to left tackle once their left tackle went out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I do think that's part of it. But they've just kind of lost that identity, man. They cannot bully teams the way they used to. And I don't think DeBoer has really implemented his identity in the passing game and the offense. So you're kind of lacking that old identity, and the new identity hasn't come in to fill in that gap. Ding dong, the witch is dead?
For now, yeah. Have you heard the sound bites of Kalen DeBoer talking after the game about
I said that?
Yeah, the great practice one. And then there was an SEC teleconference call where he was asked about the On3 report that came out yesterday, the day before, about the boosters having unrest. And you could just hear it in his voice, almost the lack of confidence. It's not a good situation out there right now.
That's one of those spots where you're going to feel it across the board. The general panic will be felt by your family, the people who work for you, the players, the locker room, that coaching staff, the people above you, the donors and stuff. It's Tuscaloosa, Alabama, man.
Football's all they have.
Yeah, roll tide's a way of life. So when things aren't going your way and you're the head coach, you are going to feel that. And I worry that has commenced a smidge too soon for him. Shout out to Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end for Oregon. Yes, undersized. Gets a touchdown, just one reception, 20 yards. The clips I saw of him blocking against Montana State, really impressive. This is a move tight end, super willing and powerful blocker. We'll figure out what we think about his size and how he gets treated in the NFL. But we mentioned tight end as maybe a thing. Watch yourself some Oregon Ducks, because maybe the Broncos' next guy is right there.
Yep.
Hit me with any other winners on the other side, but I think, honestly, we're ready to get into some loser on the other side. All right. Shout out to our friends at Toyota, a number one pick, if there ever was one, a pick that would allow you to establish that identity in the trenches, like an Alabama, like a Georgia, pre-NIL. We have a DNVR decked out Toyota Tundra, just roaming the earth.
It's crazy.
I'm driving a Bolt at said tailgate from the Coors read. Get in the right lane to exit. Who are Hank and I behind? This beautiful Tundra that looks just like this. That's an SUV. It's not a Tundra, but imagine similar. And we're just behind this, almost stopped short. Could you imagine the first time we take it out to drive?
Yeah, don't do that.
I crash into the car of all people. But never. That would never happen because Toyota has us covered, has us protected. They've given us a car. And it's the perfect car. I always say this, right? Perfect car to get lost in our state, drive west, drive north. That's what our DNVR Tundra was doing. So many options. SUV, trucks. It's part of their DNA for God's sakes. And all-wheel, four-wheel drive. I mean, they have you covered. Anyone who drives a Toyota around DNVR swears by it, their reliability, their customer care, the whole shebang. It's one of those cars, you buy one, you drive it, and like you keep that car for 20 years. You pass it down to your kids because you never want to lose it. It's like a part of the family. That's what Toyota does. And that honestly, that's what they've been to us as a sponsor. So if you are looking to get into a new car, I urge you to visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. You've got AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial. You've got Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. That's my hood, right? And Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL and the official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. And I've already mentioned being at the Buffs tailgate. Glorious. Well, this Sunday,
It's on.
it's on Buffs tailgate Saturday. Watch party if you're in Denver and can't make it to Boulder. DNVR bar. Bang, bang. Sunday, the day of days, week 1, 'tis upon us. Glorious tailgate. Big Hank, RK, Benny doing the pregame live from there. All sorts of goodies. Cold bevies, little soda pop snacks, delicious food, you name it, right there by the stadium for you. And then again, you don't have tickets, you're not going to the game. Bang, bang. Watch party, DNVR bar, lit, off the charts, generational vibes. That's right. It's all happening as the Broncos destroy Cam Ward. And that's just the tip. That's just this week. That's just one weekend, folks. One weekend. So thednvr.com/ events, QR code there, link in the description. And you see the full shebang of it all. Also, I should mention Big Brothers Big Sisters month. Help out our people, help out youth in our community that we love so much, through your mentorship, through what you're able to donate all month. You click the donate button on our show, you're able to give to Big Brothers Big Sisters. So proud that we're doing that. Anything you can provide means the world to us and to our community. So thank you so much. Just wanted to make that note. All right, Jakester.
Yes, sir.
Loser time.
Losers.
Let's just start.
Well, hold on.
Where we
hold
have
on,
to start,
real
bro.
quick. One more winner. One more. Shout out Sonny Dykes and the TCU Horned Frogs for what they did to maybe one of the biggest losers of the weekend. The
Sonny's such a
Fighting
legend.
Jordan Hudsons and Bill Belichick at Chapel Hill.
I mean,
What was
glorious
that?
shit. First off, the Horned Frogs, they're like this. They're a little sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, you guys off air were telling me weird things about their quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna touch that.
Just maybe Twitter search Josh Hoover when you get a chance.
I guess so. And thirdly, was that a Belichick coach team? Did that look
No.
like a...
Of course not. No. How could he? First off, how could he? Second off, what has he shown over the last 5 years to show that he could put together a football team?
Yeah, I mean, put together, fair. they were far more fundamentally sound than once, once Gerard Mayo takes over that defense and they look like absolute garbage. They're like leading the league and all these troubling metrics. At least they weren't that the year prior.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think he can coach a defense, you know?
48 points.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean,
I saw a stat. Isn't that the most that Bill Belichick coach team is allowed?
it's up there, man. It's up there.
That's insane. I mean, it's clear that, like, who was it? The Falcons who interviewed him? Who else interviewed him? They all passed.
That's it. It was just the Falcons. He only got one interview 2 years ago, no interviews this year, which is why he went to college. And yeah, it's been the off-field stuff doesn't help, right?
Of course not. But the game has passed him by.
This is why that TCU win for the Buffs in Coach Prime's first year was so key against TCU, because all that hype, all the expectations, all the fanfare and media attention was paid off with that win.
Mm-hmm.
When that win instead is a blowout, it's like, yikes.
Yeah. I mean, TCU's football Twitter admin was saving all those receipts for 2 years, basically. But it just shows...
Which, legendary by them?
Yeah, good for them. Let them have their moment. They wanted it 2 years ago and didn't get it, though. But it's just... it's different now, even. And it's why... Again, not to go into a whole Buffs topic here, but it's why Coach Prime is, like, so different than every other coach. Like, what he was able to do in bringing in not just Travis and Shador, but Zay Weaver that year, Jimmy Horn Jr., guys on defense who made plays. Miles Slusher was huge in that game. You know what I mean? Like, those are all guys they brought in from the transfer portal. And it's different when you're Deion Sanders and you're able to recruit a kid, as opposed to an ancient Bill Belichick who is really just trying to hold on to the last few years of his football career.
Sidebar, but we are scouts at heart, whether I like to or not. I can't help but evaluate bodies, body shapes, body types. Sure. That cam Pablo Torre showed us of him bare, and you can see him from the back.
Yeah.
Nice broad shoulders. He's working out. What's going on with the chest?
I don't know.
Right? Like I'm sorry, but the cutoff hoodies they're not fitting good. They're not looking flattering. Well? He's looking from Bob from Fight Club, which, I mean, shout out to whoever gets that reference. It's a fun one. So yeah, again, sidebar, it has steered into, like, I'm more concerned for a senior citizen than I am, like, what's going on with this great old coach? It's like, is this old man being set up for success?
I don't think so.
Is kind of where I'm at,
but
and I do not think so. Also, the stuff they copyrighted, man, that was weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. No, that is the oddest program I think I've seen in the last however many years.
No one should ever long for when Mac Brown was taking you to 8 wins with Mitch Trubisky, and yet that's where I think Tar Heel fans are. And it's a dark place and it's a sad place. But shout out to Bill Belichick for hijacking our losers talk and delaying our Arch Manning talk.
Yeah, let's get to it.
What say you about Arch Manning? First off, enough with sharing the clips from him and 2A Louisiana High School. We always knew that, and he's been at Texas this is his 3rd year and has been able to start and get playing time against opponents who aren't 2A Louisiana high schoolers. So it's funny to repurpose and share that. I think it's kind of old news and somewhat irrelevant.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off by showing a little bit of grace. This was his 13th game in college. It was in Ohio State. I'm willing to show a little. Matt Patricia, he's going up against him at DC.
Yeah.
That being said, though, man,
Bad.
What has he done the last 3 years? Like,
No, I mean, and that was the Georgia game, right?
Yeah.
It was just like, yikes, Arch ain't ready.
Where's the development? Like the mechanics, he's just like, he's trying to do all this sidearm stuff. And like, look, I get we're in this like 7-on-7 era where guys watch Patrick Mahomes and they just want to be him all the time. But you got to play this position. Like what we were talking about with Garrett Nussmeier and who else? Carson Beck. Like where's like the quarterbacking? Like we don't need you to be an athlete behind center trying to make all these splash plays every down. You need to hit the 5-yard curls. You need to, get to your second read sometimes, and you need to make the right decisions when it comes to running the football. When did he run the football in this game at all?
Yeah, no, he really didn't. And 10 carries actually. So,
well, how many of those were sacks too, though?
Yeah, for sure. He's what's disappointing is he's looking a bit too much like some of the game managers we've highlighted so far, the Nussmeyers, the Carson Becks. And Arch is supposed to have a bit more special sauce or look like a much more polished guy who early on in his career is giving you Nussmeier, Carson Beck vibes. And then you're like, oh, wow, well, for just his fourth start, that's pretty impressive.
Right. But we're in 13 in year 3.
I know.
It's different standards. Like,
yeah.
I'm not expecting you to go out and show in your first game as a full-time starter that you should be the number 1 overall pick. But I need at least some signs that you have been developing. You've been in the lab the last 3 years. I mean, you've had nothing but time under Quinn Ewers to get better and to learn from his mistakes and, to get that one-on-one coaching, talk to Sark, through the details of the plays and the reads. And it's just, I understand it's a big spot, and I will show a little bit of grace on that, but man, that was very disappointing.
They lost a lot of talent on the O-line, and I do think that somewhat
of course
has shown. It was also a weird game where Jeremiah Smith did not look awesome. And Grayson Littleton, the true freshman DB for Texas, who was following him around the formation, number 29, add him to your list for not 26, not 27, which is when Jeremiah and Arch will be on our radars, but 2028. He's an early candidate to be a top 5 pick in that one.
Let's go.
Draft Pod never sleeps. We're always looking forward. So he was very impressive for sure.
I have nothing really else to say on Arch Manning at this point.
No doubt. And look, Ohio State's defense was really impressive.
Yes. I mean,
Cardinal Tate also looked the part a lot.
Yeah, man. He's another 5-star guy. Like it was all the talk about Jeremiah Smith this year, but the draft eligible guy that everyone needs to watch out for is Cardinal Tate. He had a big catch in that game.
He sure did. T. Higgins type player.
Yes. On the Texas side of things, look, you have San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston coming up. I mean, they're going to be 3-1 going into this massive game. Again, though, on the road at Florida. Arch has to show some progression in these next 3 games. Like, he needs to honestly have some mind-blowing stats. He needs to score touchdowns. He needs to just find more comfortability in this offense before this stretch comes through, and then there's no hiding at all.
Yeah, indeed. It's a big one. Arch, I feel like, will be a big topic of discussion and give us lots to talk about on this here pod for just about every single week. So we will keep evaluating and following along as we always do. I would also shout out, I guess I did at the beginning of the show, but Harold Perkins, I thought. It's nice seeing him back, and he seemed to have a big game for the Tigers. And it's a undersized edge rusher, right? Star for LSU as a freshman. Dealt with some injuries. Because he's an undersized edge rusher, they've moved him to off-ball linebacker, so that transition's been a little tricky. But when he needs to make a play, boy, does this kid make a play.
Yeah.
He is just Nick Bonito-esque in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another guy I would highlight. Anyone you feel like we're forgetting, Dion? Winners, losers. If anyone comes to mind, you let us know.
I feel like Ryan Williams looked very average as well.
So Dion and I were talking about this over the weekend.
Yeah, Ryan Williams.
With Jeremiah Smith. We tried to crown these guys too early, bro. These freshman 5-stars who, yes, they had great seasons last year.
Yes.
Let's let them go through the whole process first before we say, oh, this guy's the next insert name here. Like, it's a long road to go when you're a phenom true freshman. It really is.
We are part of this. It's a systemic cultural issue we have right now where we all want to be first to a take, right? I still brag about being first to Caleb Williams. Guess what? Caleb Williams might be a bust.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll see.
But we talk about that way less than the fact that I was first on the Caleb Williams train, you know?
Yeah.
And where it happens on Twitter all the time, like the takes after 2 drives are so much more than the takes at the end of the fourth quarter because everyone's trying to race each other to be first to have that take.
Yep.
But then we don't adjust and then even worse is we dig in our heels of like, no, my early take was correct.
Right.
Because I'm somehow
I just know better.
Morpheus who can see the future, who knows all, when like you're not Morpheus. You need to, let's take in all the information. Sometimes it's really cool when you are first to something and you know what to look for and you are on top of it, but you also got to be honest and adjust as it comes. And I think these kids are somewhat victims of that, where like we want to crown them because we want to be first to that take and we want to be first to then years from now be like, oh yeah, I was first on the Jeremiah Smith, just like I do with the Caleb Williams stuff. Yeah. And guess what? Sometimes we crown them unnecessarily and you got to see the full body of work.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a couple facts here. A lot of these kids are only 18 years old. In Ryan Williams' case, he was 17 last year. Like,
right. And we crowned him after the Georgia game, which objectively was insane.
Yes.
Otherworldly.
But look,
since then, not much to speak of.
You can have great games, phenomenal performances, legendary performances as a true freshman.
Brother, single game standouts? I mean, we could do a list of draft busts who had one great game.
Exactly. So, and also the thing too,
y'all ever remember Paxton Lynch's 7 touchdown game against SMU?
God,
I do. I broke that down.
Lord. The other thing is though, in this NIL era with everything going on, like, and this is why I think Colorado, with the approach that Coach Prime has, is it's an inside track, I think, to finding and building a team, as opposed to a lot of these guys where it's like you start throwing them all this money, all these commercials, and it's like they feel like they made it, right? When you're 18, 19 years old, when you're only 1-2 years into your college football career. And it's like, that's all great. Like, you can have all that stuff. I'm not saying not to give them that stuff. It's just that there's another level that comes of being that guy while also having all that stuff of being the guy, but then still proving you are the guy on the field and doing all the right things and not dropping passes like Ryan Williams was that were right in his hands. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting kind of era in terms of how these freshmen are talked about and treated and how expectations change so early and on the drop of a dime too.
Well, there's another factor in all this, Jake, where I am starting to wonder, are these prospects just not going to come to the NFL with the type of polish and pedigree we were once used to?
You have to start thinking that, though.
Because I do think you're being thrown to the fire earlier. There's less developing and, God, I need a synonym of grooming because that has become, rightfully so, such a negative connotation. I don't think it really applies, but you guys get what I'm saying. And, you know, the ability of like, yes, I would start at 100 other programs, but I'm in one of the 20 where I'm behind 2 other first rounders. And by my junior year, I'm going to blow up, destroy things. And it's more setting you up for success. It's not throwing you to the fire when it's too early. It's learning your lessons in a more comfortable practice setting or against the smaller teams or, you know, when the backups come in garbage time. And it's a more gradual progression that then really prepares you for when you come to the spotlight. Now, that is in some ways how Arch has been set up.
Right.
And it didn't, week one, it didn't look great for Arch. So,
but bust still happened before this.
No doubt.
The transfer portal and everything still happened. You know what I mean? Like,
good reminder.
We still had those performances from guys where it's like, oh, look at these 4 games he had. And then that's all they really had. I mean, so it's also what you were saying there. Like, it's also in some ways becoming more about the destination than the journey.
Yeah.
In terms of the day-to-day consistency, development, just minding your P's and Q's, just doing everything the way you're supposed to, so that when your time does come as a junior who sat behind 5 stars the last 2 years, you're more than prepared. Like, you put in the work. You've put such an emphasis on being ready for when your number is called that you kind of over-prepare, and you are further along at that point, as opposed to some of these guys who are the freshmen and come in and are given all the flowers and all this praise early on. You know what I mean? So
yeah, 100%.
It's very interesting. I mean, Dion, I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, but it's like this, we are reaching a breaking point in many ways in college football.
Yeah, I do think so. And
you have thoughts?
No, I think so as well. Like, even receiver talks, like if you look at those old Alabama receivers, and then if you look at those old Ohio State receivers, there's a difference between Ryan Williams right now and Jeremiah Smith right now. Mm-hmm. Not to take anything away from those guys, but like, they had to sit and they had multiple years of like proving that they're able to like play at this high level, and then look at them in the league, like Ridley, you know what I'm saying? Receivers and stuff like that. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Devontae Smith, those guys, how they came up, you know, Jeremiah Smith, JSN, and how he came up through Ohio State and everything. It's more gradual, and you kind of have to prove yourself a little more, and you have this elite competition. Said Ryan Williams at 17, he's top dog in that Bama receiving.
Right, like Terry McLaurin.
That's way different. Yeah.
I mean, dude stuck it out for how long? Until his 5th year?
100%. Right. And was still like wide receiver 3.
But he went
playing special teams at Ohio State, you know? Like,
but he was in that program 4 years, working his ass off 4 years to try and just get on the field for the Buckeyes. He gets that chance, and all of a sudden it's like, I mean, he spent so much time cooking in the oven that, you know, you got a full course meal with this guy, basically. He's a number 1 in the NFL.
Yep. 100%. Not a tremendous slate ahead, Jake, but we do have a couple good games, and there's one banger in particular, and that is Michigan at Oklahoma, a 5:30 p.m. kick, Mountain Time, on ABC. Sooners, home faves. 4.5 is what I'm saying.
Bet365 has it at 5.
Better yet.
Did you watch Michigan last weekend?
I didn't. I just saw Bryce Underwood clips and stuff.
Bryce Underwood is just going to be a revelation for this offense. He's so much better than anything they had last year. He didn't even really run. The arm strength, the zip on his throws is next level. I mean, it is eye-popping. The ball placement, I mean, everything that he does in terms of throwing the football just blew me away last week.
Yeah, there's real, like, zip.
Yeah.
And decisiveness, too.
Just looked like, I know it was New Mexico. I know you're at home. It's like a gentle way to get the first start of your college career, but he did not look like a true freshman to me. He was in control, man.
Yeah, and it wasn't just, like, thrown to wide open guys.
Right.
Like, there was some timing and throwing guys open and stuff that was pretty impressive, no doubt.
So I think
Oklahoma, on the other hand, beats Illinois State 35-3. John Mateer
looked good.
Looks good. Has a nice 300-yard day.
I think that Michigan was kind of saving some stuff last week for this game, though. Again, they didn't really run him that much. It was very just kind of, you know, inside zone, give it to Justice Haynes. Let's see if we can get away with just running the ball as much as we can type of thing.
Right.
New Mexico did push a little bit. I mean, I was honestly kind of surprised by them. I kind of like Michigan on the road here. Am I crazy for thinking this?
So, no, I don't think you're crazy because I'm not really an Oklahoma believer. The fact that we both think that way does make me wonder if we are, in fact, crazy.
So John Mateer is a better quarterback than Bryce Underwood right now.
Today, yeah.
I
don't get a ton of feel for how the rest of these teams are around their quarterbacks. Like it's a bit wait and see with both of them.
Well, especially when
how
Oklahoma
for real are these O lines, D
taking
lines.
on Illinois State?
Yeah, exactly.
Who does that help?
Exactly.
But
I mean, the way that Jackson Haynes looked, that's important. The way Mateer and Underwood look, that's important. I do think it'll be a good game. I am more convinced this week than I would have been a week ago that both these teams might actually be good, and this might actually be a pretty good game.
Jaden Ott only had 1 carry last week. I don't know what the deal is with him. They had
that struck me as odd as well.
3 players, including Mateer, who had 7 or more carries, and it wasn't Jaden Ott. They only rushed 32 times for 103 yards. If that keeps up, I think Michigan does win this game. I think they can run the football better right now. They still have some dogs on defense. Jayshon Barron's going to miss the first half of this game, though, with that ridiculous targeting call last week. So they were going to be without one of their best defensive players early on. He will get back on the field, though. So I want to take the points just because of all those things I said. I think Michigan's got a more well-rounded team. They have more of an identity at this point, too, I think. But it's going to be Rocket and Norman. I mean, game day's going there. This is a massive game for the Sooners, too. Kind of backs against the wall. You need to respond for Brent Venables here.
Yep, it's a big one for the Venables tenure, no doubt about that. Iowa at Iowa State's the other notable one here.
You start here.
Big year for both these teams. And I mean, you were all over Iowa State for that Kansas State game.
Shout out Rocco Becht.
Rocco Becht. Then I do think the Cyclones have a bit of an advantage already having played a tough opponent. Like they're kind of, they've geared up for the season and they are ready for primetime big opponents, which I think that on top of being at home is all a big factor. And I think that's why they're minus 3.5 favorites. I'm leaning Cyclones. Iowa, there's a lot of talk that the offense will be better, and I'm in wait and see mode for that.
Me too.
3.5, the hook is tempting, but look, 3.5 for a home fave is basically they're telling you it's a pick 'em. If all you're going to add to that is a hook, yeah, I think placing that spread bet on Iowa State is a better value than like Oklahoma, certainly.
100%.
Yeah.
I think you're getting the better quarterback in Iowa State. I think you're getting an offense who knows what they're going to do, who will move the football. They can run the ball as well. They're going to throw some RPOs at you. Rocco just, again, to go back to what we said about Beck and Nussmeier, he just plays the position so well, and that's the benefit of experience for him. He's played in so many football games. He just knows exactly what he's doing. I'm taking the Cyclones once again. Yeah,
that's your Big 12 pride. SMU Baylor, do we expect that to be a good one?
Yeah, for sure. Baylor in a massive spot here.
After losing last week.
Yeah, they took a hard loss to Auburn, who surprised the hell out of us. That's another bet that I lost last week because I just thought Auburn was not there yet. Then they just run all over Baylor, put 38 points on them. SMU is it's at home. It's at SMU. Do you have a line for this? SMU minus 2.5 at home. They've got a ton of speed. But Baylor, I do think, has the better quarterback. That didn't work out last week, though. I think I might be taking SMU.
I think the road dog might have some juice here.
So, I mean, look, it's down the road. It's not like this is a crazy road 100%. Trip.
And a loss with Auburn really helps you, feel like, okay, our season's kind of on the line here. And then we've got Oklahoma State at Oregon, but the book thinks that's going to be a blowout. Oregon, big favorites.
And Gundy can't shut his mouth before this one either.
I don't think they cover, but I think it's closer than this, but not that much closer. I think it's probably a 3-touchdown game.
The number is so big First off, I'm not going to bet this game. Number's too big for me.
There you
go. I do not believe in Mike Gundy and the Cowboys anymore.
Love it. Okay. That's going to do it for us, folks. Whew. Lots to get into.
That was fun. We're so
I think
back.
week 2 will be a little slower, and then we really take off with all the talk. Thank you so much to Jose and the others in the Toyota chat. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. Shout out to Schwan Man, super producer Dion Smith, and all of you. Best of luck this weekend. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos, man.
And until next week, much love.
We all silly like the mayor.